All right, so for number 7, it says identify the transformation that maps rectangle A to rectangle A prime. So we're going to start here and we're going to try to end up over here. All right, so I don't really have a good method of doing this besides just doing it. I do want you to remember your mapping rules. So I'm going to go ahead and put them in here. Remember I said we want to memorize these before we take the interim assessment. Because especially for rotations can be really tough to do if you don't have the rules memorized. So we're going to start off with a 90-degree clockwise rotation, which means we want to put the y first and then change the sign of x. So let's go over here. I'm going to label these points A, B, C, and D. And I'm going to find, let's start with B. I'm going to start with, it's located at -4, 0. So to do the 90-degree rotation, I would want to put the y value first, 0, and then change the sign of x. I'm just going to make myself a note that that's the 90-degree rotation. So that would put me over here at 0, 4. And then it says to reflect over the y-axis. So if I'm up here and I reflect on the y-axis, I'm still on the y-axis, so we can't do much there. And then it says to translate 5 units down. So if we count down 5 units, that is where it should end up. And that does not end up over here on our new rectangle. So it is not answer choice A. I'm going to change colors here, and I'm going to try B. I'm still going to start with my same ordered pair because it says to rotate 90 degrees clockwise, and I already know that. So I know that it's going to end up at 0, 4. And then it says to reflect over the y-axis. So again, that doesn't move. And then it says reflect over the line y equals 2. Well, y equals 2 is right here. So if I reflect over y equals 2, it would end up, well, right there. So that doesn't work. Let's try the next one. All right, so we want to start off rotating 90 degrees clockwise. So again, I'm going to start right here at B prime. Then reflect over the x-axis. So I'm 4 units up, which means I need to go 4 units down. And then it says reflect over the line x equals 5. X equals 5 is right here. You want to draw a line that goes through 5 on the x-axis. So if I count to that line, I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. So I would want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the other direction. And that does line up. So I'm thinking that is probably the answer, but I'm going to check at least one more point. So let's do point A. It's originally located at -4, 3. So if I apply the 90-degree rotation, I'd put my y value first and change the sign of x. So that would put me over here at 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, that's the first little movement for A. And then I wanted to reflect it over the x-axis, so it would end up down here. That's the second movement for A. And then I wanted to reflect it over the line x equals 5, so it's 2 units of that line. It would be 2 units in the opposite direction. At this point, now that I've checked 2, I feel really confident that this is going to be my answer. But if I wanted to just glance at the other one, if I rotate 180 degrees, that's like flipping it across the x and the y axis. And then if I reflect over the x axis, it ends up over here. And then if I reflect over x equals 5, it's going to end up over here. So it is going to be C.